to Ramelle Carter Vlog Live, and I have David Sosa here. He is a singer from Queens, New York, and he is making his presence here today. Thank you so much for being here, David.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. I'm just honored to be here.
David, thank you so much. So, you were telling me that you are on vacation right now. How is that going for you?
Amazing. I love being in different lands with different people and, just experiencing the cultures and foods and sounds and all that good stuff. So it's been really, really great. I kind of don't want to go back home on Saturday, but it is what it is.
Okay, well, let's talk about your singing career and how did that get started?
I've been singing since I was a child. Since as early as about 1.5 years old. It's actually a cassette of me singing songs. And, I just always grew up around music. My household was very musically oriented, and my father loved to sing, although not professionally, just loved to get around and sing doo-wop songs with the boys when they got together after a few beers and all that. So I've always just had that proximity and exposure to different music. My father primarily had the whole household listening to, Delphonics, Stylistics, real old school stuff. And so I had grew up with that music, and then obviously growing up in the '90s and hearing all the amazing R&B and how it was turning, just having left the '80s and things were just evolving. So I got a really great exposure to things. My parents were always supportive and pushed me to just really hone in on my craft, and really got me into lessons and singing different types of music I would never have really normally sung. And it all just kind of shaped for me to join different singing groups and do studio work and background sessions, and I did as much stuff as possible. If it was singing, I was probably there doing it. And I decided maybe only 3 years ago that I was going to say yes to my purpose and do my own music and really perform my own things and record and put out an album.
Okay, that is wonderful. So this is your first recording, or this is your first album. So
Yes.
you are a independent artist.
Correct. No labels behind me, just me, myself, and I.
All right. Well, that's wonderful. Like, what are the different types of music you like to listen to?
My Spotify playlist and things of that nature tend to be all over the place. I listen to everything from Rochelle Farrell to Patti LaBelle to Liana LaHavis, Ima Sumac, music from the 80s, 90s, 40s, 30s, I have it all. I have it all on there. If I like it, I listen to it. I have Sarah Vaughan, Ella Fitzgerald, Cleo Lane, Mel Torme. I have everything. It's literally a plethora of music on my playlist. I love it all.
Well, you go digging in the crates. That's wow, 30s and 40s.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm a sucker for jazz standards, and for it was a simplicity in music and really delving into the lyrics and emoting what the song content was about. And it's something I feel a lot of artists do not do as much, I would say, anymore. And it's a golden era. It's a golden era of people who utilize their voice and their craft and really paid attention to the content of their song and how to stir that up.
Oh wow, that is amazing. So you have been performing in you perform in clubs, or you?
Yeah, from talent shows I've done to, I used to be with a boys group, an old boys group back when the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC was popping. And we got to sing in clubs and bars and lounges. And I was a young teen, you know. I was just getting exposed to the world, into the music business, into singing. And we got to travel the tri-state area and sing. I think we opened up once for Brenda K. Starr. Like, it was just one of those things where we got to just do what we love and kind of get caught up in the rapture, so to speak, of it all. But I mostly, you know, I've sung on many stages for different things, different occasions. I did off-Broadway singing with Frenchie Davis for benefits, raising money for music and keeping, you know, music in programs in school. I've sung for, and not, and when I say this, so people are like, oh, really? I didn't open up for these artists or concerts or anything, but like at live tapings, I had the opportunity to sing, you know, in front of Mariah Carey and Destiny's Child, and really have, you know, encouraging words by these artists. And you know, I just, if it's there, I'm in the moment, and I like to sing, I'll just do it.
That is, wow, that is so encouraging, and that is encouraging, I guess. I know to other artists out there, you be encouraged to start and just do your own thing. So where do you see yourself going with the music? Is it, how do you see yourself in the next 5 years or so?
It's all new to me. I'm really learning a lot every day about promoting and about, you know, I have a website that's supposed to be live soon, and you know, I'm just trying to figure it all out. It's different when you have a team, you have a label behind you, management, and whatever the case may be. And so me kind of doing it on my own now, campaigning and um, Spotify and whatever else, you know what I mean? Just trying to make it work and trying to make sure I put my best foot forward, network and all that good stuff. I really honestly, my goal for my music is just to be heard in as many places as possible. I don't know who the messages are going to be for. I don't know who's going to get it. You know, I understand that, like most art, it's subjective, and some people are going to love it, some people are not going to like it, and that's okay. You know, I'm making music for myself primarily, which was very important for me in the process. I understood I was not really seeking a demographic, so to speak. I wasn't approaching it as a branding more than as the artist. Those who needed to hear this lyrics or needed to get this melody and needed to know what was going on, they'll get it. They will just get it, and it'll resonate with them on some level. So that's my goal. I really, you know, I want people to get it, hopefully like it if they do, and you know, just be heard everywhere. And that to me is what success is for me. I'm successful now as an artist because I put together a project that I wanted to, that I set out to do, and I completed that. It was a personal goal for me, and that means I'm successful. I don't need, you know, to be blasted everywhere and on a charts or anything like that, which I'm open to, but it's not. It's not. Yeah. I mean, I'm open to opportunity, right? I'm open to allowing life to open up for me and expand and whatever the case may be. But I'm just very grounded in the fact that, you know, if this album was to be shelved in my home and not listened to by anyone, I did it. I did something for me. I did something I wanted to do, and I made something that expressed my voice and my music, and that to me means more than the culmination of everything.
Wow, you're so positive, and it's so wonderful to hear somebody so positive coming from that kind of place and that kind of space. It just, you know, it just makes me, you know, makes me happy to hear that. It really does. It makes me so happy to hear that. Now, what I've been doing for the past couple of years is talk to people about survival and surviving different things. Is there something that you have survived in your life that you just want to talk about for just a minute or so?
Yeah, I mean, the majority of this album was written probably over 10 years ago.
Okay.
And I was in a relationship, a very unhealthy relationship. I didn't realize it was unhealthy till the end of it, when I realized I was coming back into myself and back into my power, so to speak. And so that's why, you know, the artwork for the album is kind of like a cracked thing. It's called Journey to Love, the album, and it's cracked my face. And the point is that, you know, in the cracked process, in the hurting process, in the pain process, we actually learn a lot of valuable lessons about ourselves. And it's all, you know, the power and the healing of it is all part of that journey. And it's in that journey that we're taking. And so I wrote a lot of these songs from a place of hurt, from a place of survival, from a place of trying to keep my sanity. So it was important that the first single I put out, and it's actually the last song on the album, it actually was not meant to be a single by any means, was Laugh. And the song really is to highlight the notion of being presented with obstacles, with adversity, and being in a mind space and perception of choosing joy, choosing the option to laugh in the face of whatever you're just, you know, standing in the midst of, that's bothering you or that's causing ill, you know, dis-ease, so to speak, to just laugh, to really claim your joy and your peace of mind and not allow anything or anyone to bring you down. And so it was just important for me to share that message. It was a huge revelation for me. It was where things really changed for me, and I was able to walk away completely and really on a healing mode. And so I needed to give that to people, especially in this climate, you know, with politics and with Black lives and everything that's going on, LGBTQIA people like being killed. And I'm like, people need to know that all the nonsense that's happening, there's still joy present, there's still laughter present, and we have to hold on to that. You know, we don't have to ignore anything else, but we have to hold on to what makes us happy, what brings us that energy and that feeling.
Yes. You're saying it so, you know, just so remarkably. It just, you know, it really draws me to you and makes me know that, you know, that was a purpose for this. That was a purpose for, you know, you to reach out to me. And that's the wonderful thing about, you know, how I feel about your music and, you know, how I feel about you now.
Thank you.
Tell you, it's so wonderful. Now, was there any violence or in the relationship, or was it verbal? Was it mental?
More verbal and emotional. I would say verbal and emotional, which took its own particular toll because it wasn't as blatant as violence, as physical violence, because it's all violence, right? Because it wasn't blatant as physical violence. Me being a fighter my whole life and having to fight and always, you know, defend myself in some way, shape, or form, it's easy for me to get physical in that essence. So, but to be groomed and to be manipulated on the other end was much harder for me to detect. It was subtle. It was a subtle working, right? And that's what people do, right? So predators do that they groom and they watch for the things that they know are not in alignment with us, and they hop on that. And so I didn't realize that was happening. To me, I was always the big guy, overweight. You know, I felt at that time I was ugly, I was worthless, that nobody ever paid attention to me. And so the first person that did, I was like, oh, someone likes me now. I have to give my all and make sure this thing doesn't mess up, you know? And I gave of myself and became this partner and this version of myself that I didn't realize was more and more squashing my own voice and lowering my own voice and becoming a very subservient version of myself to this other person that you should never have to do that to anybody that you love specifically or at all. But, you know, that was it. And so I would go to sleep at a certain time when they wanted us, you know, to go to sleep. I say us because other people were living with us at the moment as well. Like this person controlled everything. They just controlled every aspect. And if you would have told me that prior to me getting there, people would have laughed. People would have been like, not David. Like, David's a firecracker. Like, you know, I just didn't know any better. And my idea of self-love or self-value and worthiness was so skewed that I didn't know better. And the fear of being alone kept me there longer than anything else. I was willing to endure There was an allowance that occurred within myself, which I didn't know then. I realized that later, therapeutic and contemplation. But I allowed myself to be put through nonsense specifically because I didn't have my love and my value together. And so, like I said, once that all changed, and I was writing and penning everything through this process. And yeah, music was my therapy to myself. I got to see my words on paper and really look at them, and I'm like, wait, I'm not happy. These are not basic love songs. These are songs about I want to get away, and I'm uncertain about what life is and what happiness is, and things are complicated. And I was having just all these growth spurts and revelations as I kept writing, as I kept singing to myself. Little moments in the shower, I was by myself. I was just at peace. So I had to cling to those moments, and I felt what life was showing me is that in those little quiet moments where it was just me, was the importance, it was the value of just being me and having me and not depending on anyone and not, looking for love of another person. It was just me. In those moments, me, my God-given gift, and enjoying me. I realized that's what I needed to do. I was like, okay, I can't be with anybody. I need to get right with myself.
Yes, yes, that's amazing. Same with me. I've been with someone, and I just finally had to break free, and it's been liberating. Although like you say, you don't want to be alone. You want to have someone in your life. This person is someone that I still care very much about.
Mm-hmm.
But if they don't want the love, you're like, hey, you know what? I'll keep.
Right. There's that. Focus, refocusing the attention, right? Reshifting the energy back to the source, which is always going to be yourself. Realizing that you matter, how you feel matters, and what you're giving matters. And so if people want to partake of that and be complimented by that, that's great. But if you don't, that's fine too. Just redirect it right back to me.
And I want to say Laugh is just a wonderful song. The way you wrote it, the way it's just so exuberating to hear. Really, it has so much passion in it, and it has so much good about it. I just think everyone should listen to it. Everyone should listen to it, and we'll put the information out there so that everyone can be able to listen to it. And I'm hoping that if you have that, which I know you do, you have that power in you to sing right now. So I'm going to just go ahead and put you in the spotlight.
Alrighty then.
And I'm going to get out of the way, actually. There you are. And I'm going to be over here, and whenever you're ready.
All right. Well, for the sake of sound, I'll probably just do a cappella. And I just got my voice back, so we're going to see how this goes. We're going to do it up. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, David Sosa singing live.
I'm determined to be carefree, to keep my eyes on the prize, to keep my head to the sky, 'cause I know to keep my happy, I request you stay away from me with your negativity. Yes, you can't get the best of me, won't have me reacting crazy, because I simply just lie. I lie. I lie. I lie. Ha 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 lie. alive, alive, alive. You don't get to diminish me or what I've done or where I come from. 'Cause I got joy inside my soul. You may not get it, and may not know what you see in me, and hate is what you don't and probably won't have. Because I simply just love. I love. Ooh, I love. I love. I love. My consciousness is raised, my vibrations high. I tasted freedom, so I know that I can fly. I'm grounded, both feet on the earth. My crown is the buzz, my throat chakra full of love. I sit back and laugh. I throw my head back and laugh. Ooh, I laugh. Oh, you won't steal my joy. You won't get a rise out of me. Because my reaction will always simply be to laugh, to laugh, to laugh, to laugh, to laugh. And that's it. That's pretty much it. Sans music.
Love it. I love it. And I love your laugh. It's so wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. It's just, you are amazing. You are amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Listen, we're all survivors in our own right. We go through things, and we can just remember that. I mean, so many times I got stuck on the sorrow. I got stuck on all the negative things that were happening, and it brought me to a lot of anger in my healing process. I was just so angry. I was angry at this individual, and then I got angry at myself. I judged myself, and I was like, why did you do that to yourself? Why did you let that happen? Why? It became this whole thing, and I'm like, wait. The power of memory literally works both ways. And I think, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a survival mechanism or what. We tend to always bring up horrible things that happen. But we forget that in the midst of all that nonsense, we had moments of laughter. We had moments of joy. There was moments where love was just present by our family, by whatever. You know, we had food we enjoyed. We just forget. We forget to focus and shift that energy back towards understanding that God is always present, spirit, whatever you want to call it. Joy is present, love is present. And so even in the midst of that nonsense, there's always something here that's still present. And it was allowing me to shift back anytime I felt too funky. Say, no, joy's here, laughter's here, laugh. There's something here to have. There's something here to enjoy, even in the midst of what is happening to me. I'm not my circumstances, right? I'm not my situation. Other things are here for me. And it was such a powerful moment for me. And you know, luckily I was going to a spiritual center that was reinforcing that and reaffirming that for me. And I was like, yeah, like this is it. I have to remember to shift my energy, shift my perception, you know, not think that everything's against me and happening to me, right? But life is happening through me. And so as many funky things that happen that don't feel nice, I can shift. I can choose what does and focus there. And it was important. It was so important. I felt people needed to know that. In song, in word, whatever I can do, it's important to know that.
David Sosa, thank you so much. I can't wait to meet you.
Yes, yes. Hopefully, I'll be traveling and singing in your city.
Oh, yeah. Love that. Keep me posted.
Yes, yes, of course. But thank you for having me. I'm really, really, like I said, honored to be here and to just be featured and to have this conversation and dialogue. I think it's important to have.
Oh yeah, all the time. And I needed that. And I know you were able to, just talk about some things that probably got some things off your chest. So I'm glad I could be here for that.
Mutual therapy.
Anytime. So I want to say to everyone, please don't remember David Sosa. Remember this guy. He is wonderful. He is a singer out of Queens, New York. And I thank you for joining Ramelle Carter Blog Live. Remember, Ramelle Carter Blog is live.
Love it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
You have a great rest of your vacation.
Thank you so much. I'll hit you up soon.
Oh, please do.
All right, great.
Okay.
Will too. Bye-bye, Mama.